Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, members and guests. How are you today? Me and Mick and Peter. In Holland, 1978. And we've called in to see Maria. She's a friend of Peter's. The most useless Australian I've ever met. That's not very nice, yeah. But he did a trip with her, so now she's going to help us to get a job, to introduce us around, show us how to wear clogs, eat cheese, all those good Dutch things. So we're in a cafe, just getting to know Maria. Hey, we're getting on pretty well. It's Maria's shower. She gets up to buy a drink, in walks this Monique. Ooh, Monique. She's a friend of Maria's. Maria introduces us. Monique, Peter, Mick, Rob. She shakes hands. Ik was onmiddellijk onder de indruk van uw charm. Which means, in Dutch, I was immediately under her spell. There was kaboom, kaboom, bzzz, sparks flying to and fro. Ooh. So Maria buys us a drink. She comes back, gives everyone, brings mine round, special delivery. Thank you, Maria. I go to get it, she pulls my trousers out. Tips a beer straight down the front. I think she was feeling a little bit ignored. Hey, that's what I call a wet patch. Wow. So, we got a job on a tulip farm. Every night, the boys would go into town and get on the grog. Peter couldn't drink at all, but he forever challenging people to a drinking duel. Anyway, into town. Peter pissed again. Come home. They're sleeping in a tent inside this derelict house. Peter goes in, flakes out. Mick, he has another half bottle of whiskey before he goes to bed. Peter wakes up in the middle of the night. Oh, he's not feeling too good. He gets up. He's fiddling around to get out of the tent. Can't find the zip. Oh, he found it out. He just makes it outside. Oh, spewed straight in Mick's boots. Mick was not happy. He took a dim view. Went to work next day. Next night, back in the Schaker. Same old deal. Peter pissed again. Bring him home, put him to bed. Mick, another half bottle of whiskey. Then he toddles off to bed. But he's too cunning this time. Last night, Peter spewed in his boots. This night, he moved them 15 metres further down, just outside the door of this derelict house. Half a bottle of whiskey, goes to bed. Ooh, Peter. Oh, he's feeling sick again. He makes it outside the tent. He darts for the door. Bah! He slams that door open just in time. Spewed in Mick's boots again. 2 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure he would have got 3, only Mick, he put the pedal down altogether on that one. However, me and Monsky, we're getting on okay. Yes. I'm actually having a sleepover at her parents' place. And we're all loved up by this stage. So, it's wee hours of the morning and she's in bed with me. Keeping me company. Good company. Nice. Willem, knock on the door. Willem's her father. This is his art room. I'm sleeping on the floor. She's in bed with me. He wants to get a couple of masterpieces out there because there's an art auction in Amsterdam. Come on in, Willem. Had no choice. Monique slowly pulled the covers up over her eyes. Oh, so embarrassing. Have you ever had an awkward moment like this? This was awkward. Willem came in, didn't know where to look. I propped up on one elbow and said, "How you going?" How do you bloody well expect he'd be, if you were an Australian? Here's his pride and joy, in bed with feral Randy Robb from Robert's R Hill. Bless my soul, how much can he take? Anyway, we were all loved up, but next thing, it's the Oktoberfest in Munich. Off we shoot. Not for general publication, that's for sure. We did our time there and then we're going down to Italy and Greece. on the way past, hey, I want to go to Austria. I was skiing in Austria earlier this year and I met this amazing woman called Frida. Frida was fabulous. So I dropped the boys off at a cafe. I go to see Frida. Yes, we renew our acquaintance. I go back, open the door. 3 hours later, Peter, unbeknownst to me, as soon as he got there, he challenged the Austrian bartender to a drinking contest. The barman gets two 2-litre steins, slaps them on the bar. Now we'll have a drinking contest, he says. Well, 3 hours later, when I walked in, this is what I saw. Peter, at the table, he was in a coma. Mick had taken his teeth out. He was head down, bobbing and dribbling. And Mick, there's this raucous laughter, and I look, there's Mick. Mick has taken Peter's teeth out, put them in one of the steins, and he's going around offering all the patrons a drink. Well, nobody wanted a drink. So when he came back, he just put the beer in front of Peter, took his teeth out of the beer and put them in the ashtray and gave him a good working around so they got ashes and cigarette butts all over them. Peter came to long enough just to see his teeth, reach out, grab them and put them back in. Man alive. Well, you don't ever want to kiss a non-smoker. So, she immigrated, Monsky immigrated back to Australia with me. And what am I going to do? How am I going to support this girl? She knows no one. I was a shearer, but hey, can't do that, no. So I'll start a carrying business. Flick through the paper, oh, there's a cheap truck for sale in Perth. Just what I need. I said, I'm coming over. If it's what you say, I'm going to buy it. No ifs or buts. I go over, it's perfect. A modern truck, no miles. She's had it sitting there since her husband died. She just wants rid of it. Yes, I'll take it. Save 20 grand. Couldn't believe it. And off I shoot. And I'm heading across Nullarbor Plain. And it is stinking hot, 2 p.m. But I picked up a load of fairy penguins, 250 penguins from Perth, and I've got to take them to the Taronga Zoo. The other transport fell through, so hey, stand by Rob, he's on the job. Going across the Nullarbor, stinking hot, middle of the summer. Oh, next thing, bang, what's that? My fan belt's gone. Psh, steam everywhere. And in half an hour, like these, in this heat, those fairy penguins, they're bouncing off the walls. They're really distressed. What am I going to do? So, next thing, along comes another truck. Oh, empty. Where you going? Going to Sydney. Look, explain the circumstances. 250 fairy penguins. Got to take them to the zoo in Sydney. No problems. I'll take them for you. Give us $1 grand. No problem. There's $1 grand. Off they shoot. 2 days later, I'm down in Sydney. And I do a double take. I'm going down George Street. And I go, what? And there, 250 penguins walking down George Street. You've got to be joking. I pulled the car over, screeched to a halt. It was a truck, by the way. Screeched to a halt and got out and I shook this bloke. I said, what the you think you're doing? I'll give you $1 grand to take the penguins to the zoo. And here you are walking down George Street. What's going on? He said, calm down, calm down. I took him to the zoo, but I had a bit of money left over, so now I'm going to take him to the pictures. Don't laugh too hard now, y'all.